time in. Welcome everybody to another episode of Recapping the Past. We're featuring myself, Matt Majot, aka Soda, and as always, I am joined by my good friend and co-host Ben Rayner. How are you doing on this lovely, lovely day?
Doing well. How are you doing?
It's been a fun day. I've been sifting through a bunch of old movie trivia schmodown matches for a project I'm doing, and so it's been kind of fun to revisit. And because of how many matches we got this year, there were some that I skipped at the time because I was just feeling so overwhelmed that I'm actually going back and catching now, and some of them are pretty damn good.
If you were overwhelmed this season, when did your next season?
I'm convinced Harloff is trying to kill the people who react. I really am.
Probably.
Anyway, so because of when this episode comes out, I would like to wish everybody a happy new year, and hopefully 2021 has so far been okay, nothing really screwy. For disclosures, we're recording this on the 30th. So, unfortunately, I can't predict the future.
We're not having a cool parallel.
I don't know, but you know what I've always wanted to do if I ever had the chance? I've always wanted to go back and find the answers to history's greatest mysteries. Like who Jack the Ripper was, what happened to Amelia Earhart, who D.B. Cooper was, stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be really cool and interesting.
Yeah, that's why I like Doctor Who so much, because they've done a few episodes like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we're here to talk about Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, and we're not going to do Doctor Who, because I don't want to kill Ben. That's a lot. Just look at the honest trailers on Doctor Who, and you'll see how much it almost killed them.
Oh, I watched them. Wow.
Kudos to whoever that was that donated the 10 grand, man. Kudos. So today we are talking the final season of the original series, Saved by the Bell. Now, on my end, because I'm following the DVDs, for some reason they split it up into seasons 4 and 5. This is actually the only instance where they do that. I went and took a look at the complete box set, and it's actually all included under season 4. Yeah, I don't know. Again, this whole Saved by the Bell thing is just really screwed up. I'm actually kind of glad, as much as I love the show, I'm kind of glad we're done watching it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So with this final season, this is the infamous Tori season, where we are introduced to Tori Scott with no mention whatsoever to Jesse Spano and Kelly Kapowski. Reason being is because they had already filmed the graduation episode, but for some reason ABC decided they wanted some more episodes filmed. Tiffany Amber Thiessen and Elizabeth Berkley were unable to return, so they hired on Leanna Krell, who played Tori for some episodes, and I must admit, those were actually some of my favorite episodes of the season.
Some of her episodes are on my list.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
So you just want to might as well hop into it, because there's a lot to talk about in this season.
Well,
Okay.
After you.
Okay, so I'll start off with my number 5. It is the Bayside Triangle.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
Okay, so in this episode, Screech decides he's going to give it one final go to try to win over Lisa's heart. Because as we all know, that is one of the things we all know about Screech, is that he was always chasing Lisa right up from the first time they met in kindergarten. But this is his final hurrah, the last time he really tries to win her back. But unfortunately, feelings develop between Zach and Lisa while they are preparing a fashion show for Lisa's audition to the what the heck is the name of it again?
It's FIT Fashion.
Yeah, the Fashion Institute of Technology, the Fashion Institute, which is actually a real school. I found out this is one of the few times they didn't actually make up a school for it. But yeah, of course, at the fashion show, Screech walks in on Zach and Kelly kissing, or not Kelly, Zach and Lisa kissing, and it completely crushes him. And this is some of Dustin Diamond's best acting in the series, because he finally plays a more serious, hurt, vulnerable version of Screech that we really never saw before. Like, we've seen glimpses of, but this is the first one where we really full on see it, and it's equally heartbreaking. And you see Screech try to fight Zach, and Zach's not having any of it. He does not want to fight his best friend because he doesn't want to hurt him. He'll even dump Lisa, he says, but Lisa talks him Screech down and says, look, I've never been yours. You have to let me go. And cooler heads prevail, and that's how it ends. And then at the end, Screech latches on to Jessie and tells her she has a lovely Adam's apple. So
I know it wouldn't have been that much, but I wish we got a little more of that. in another episode, but
Well, yeah, and this is one of the things spoilers, my favorite version of this is Saved by the Bell College Years, just for one of the main reasons alone is that there was actually story arcs. They very rarely did this in the original season. So you got things like this where Zach and Lisa actually start going out, but that's it. You never see mention of it again.
right.
So that is probably the one criticism I have for this OG Saved by the Bell is this lack of multiple episodes arcs. There was there was the occasional 2-parters, but they didn't do anything that lasted 4 or 5 episodes.
Really, lack of continuity, other than Zach and Kelly. I mean,
Right.
yeah. Okay, my number 5, senior prom.
Didn't make my list, honorable mention or otherwise.
Really?
Yeah, dude, here's the thing, though. There were so many good episodes, some of them are going to have to be left off.
Good point. I love this episode because Zach, he does have 2 shoes thing, but he
Shit, Zach, no.
Yeah, I know. What a shocker. Zach is, okay, here's a big famous. He's in promise going on, but Zach wants to act. Every time he goes to act something is not for him. When he really realizes there's only one person he really wants to go with, which is Kelly, who should he agree to go with someone else the rest of the prom?
Mm-hmm.
Zach cons this guy. I forgot his name, but...
It's Matt Wilson. I've got the IMDb thing right up.
Yeah, okay. He cons him, gets him to go off with the Zach, Zach gets to go with Kelly, and then Kelly finds out they decide not to go together and let him. While all that is going on, Zach and Slater and Jesse get locked in the basement while looking for a ladder, I think. Because they're on the decorating committee to decorate the gym for the prom.
Yep.
One that's interesting tidbit, Screech and Lisa go to the prom together.
Yes, and the reason why that happens is because Screech, he makes a promise to Lisa at the very beginning that I'm not going to ask you to senior prom. You said you would never go out with me. So he tries to go after other girls and are constantly getting rejected turn after turn. And you start to feel for Screech, man. Like, he is a good guy. Yeah, he's a fucking dork, but he's a good guy. And then one of the girls who rejects him multiple times goes up to Lisa and says, can you believe this dork, asking me out to the prom? And Lisa's like, you know what? This dork he's a good man, and he does not deserve someone like you. And she asks him to the prom. Yep, I was like, all right.
Never went anywhere, but there you go.
But you know what? It was a nice little payoff to that. Because, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, after this, we didn't really see them do this dance together again.
Right. So what did you think of this episode as a whole?
It was good. Like I said, there's a lot of episodes that unfortunately have to be left on the table just because of actually the quality of how many they are. I didn't realize how good this season was until I went back and rewatched it. But yeah, this is where you really see what we will see in the college years, where Zach realizes there is only one girl for him, and it's Kelly.
Right. What did you think of the Slater and Jesse subplot about being locked in the basement?
I mean, I liked it, and it just makes sense for those two, because I mean, they're as intertwined as Kelly and Zach for me when it comes to the original series.
Okay, spoiler alert, but they're not together in the first season of the reboot.
I think they'll get back together.
You think they will?
I think so. Yeah, because I mean, there has been a lot of time, and you can definitely see Slater make progressions away from the pig, as Jesse likes to call him. So, I mean, there's definitely hope for those two going forward, but I don't want to get too much further into it until we actually review the reboot.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's number 4?
It is one of the Tory episodes. It is Earthquake.
That's my cue.
Right on. Okay. So in this one, hold on, let me actually bring it up. So this plot synopsis is: to avoid a physics test, the gang throws a baby shower for Mr. Belding's wife, Becky. As they're leaving the school, an earthquake strikes, trapping Zach and Tori in the elevator with Becky, who goes into labor. Now, one of the things they set up throughout this whole episode is Tori is deathly afraid of earthquakes. So, of course, she's going to be the one that's stuck in the elevator with Zach completely freaking out. Now, here's the thing, though. Zach manages to snap her out of it because Mrs. Belding has gone into labor and she needs someone to be a support coach. And Tori had hinted earlier that when her sister went to labor the year before, it was her who was her sister's support coach. So, of course, Tori's the one that sucks up all her fears and is with Mrs. Belding and delivers a beautiful baby boy who I've heard they named it Zachary.
Yeah,
They did?
Zach and Belding.
How fortuitous is that? And I'm again, spoilers for the reboot. I'm actually shocked they didn't make him a teacher in the reboot, but that's just me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and also you get to see a lot of the shenanigans going on with an earthquake. I thought it was actually a really well made episode with what little stunts they did. Slater in his towel breaking down Belding's door because the doorknob broke with Screech inside. Poor Belding. Lisa and a couple others are standing under a door, which I'm actually not mistaken. Isn't that been proven to not be a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, that just shows you how old this episode is. But no, it's again, very well done episode, and it's funny seeing Zach be the one freaking out in the elevator while Tori's doing the coach. Because Tori's telling Mrs. Belding, breathe, and Zach starts breathing with her. She's like, no, not you. Just the typical stuff. But it's funny to see Zach involved in that. But yeah, overall, very, very well done episode. It is one of those ones that when I think of Saved by the Bell, it is one that I think about the scenes in the elevator.
Here's a funny thing I didn't realize. They paired Screech with Belding for a good chunk of this episode.
Yep.
I wonder if this thought of what we didn't see. Well, we're not going to see it because
we're not doing it.
Well, we can't find it anywhere. But what we later happened in the new class, Screech and Belding.
It's a possibility, but I don't think that really played into the decision to bring Screech into the new class very much, because really what happened there is colleges got canceled, and they needed a boost after that disastrous first season of the new class, so they brought in really the only one who would sign on, Screech.
Okay, real point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could definitely take it as a precursor to what we get, but in reality, I don't think that actually played very much into it.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Okay, so we both had the same number 4. So now my number 3 again.
Yeah.
Another Tori-centric episode, New Girl.
Ooh. Okay.
Didn't make your list?
No. Another Tori one. No.
Okay, so this is the debut of none other than Tori Scott, because like I said earlier, after filming the graduation episode, NBC wanted more episodes. They couldn't bring back Kelly and Jesse, so they brought in Tori. And with this one, we pretty much we start off right with a bang. Somebody parks their motorcycle in Zach's parking space. He's none too happy about it, and it's none other than Tori. And basically, Tori Scott, a tough, wise-talking, black leather-clad transfer student, arrives at Bayside, and she and Zach do not hit it off when Tori threatens to undermine his seniority. But Zach and Tori are reluctantly paired with each other for a class ad project, and Tori also helps Lisa plan the school's annual fall ball. Meanwhile, Lisa alienates the dance committee until Tori comes to her rescue, helping with the planning, and in the process proving to the gang that she can be cool. So, yeah, this was a great episode because finally we have a love interest for Zach who can hold her own against him. You know what I mean? On a sense, they're equals.
Well, you can say that about Kelly to a point, can't you?
Yeah, okay, what I mean is that Tori doesn't take Zach's shit, is what I mean. Yeah. Like, I mean, the others don't take shit from him to a degree, but yeah, her exactly, she fights right back. She says, fuck you.
You know, what's the actress's name?
Leanna Carell.
She's a triplet, right?
Carell. Yeah, she's a triplet. And so this is a little funny connection to Good Morning Miss Bliss. Leanna and her 2 sisters, who are, I'll give you a second, I'll get her their names. One of them is married to the creator of Deadpool, I found out. Yeah, so Leanna and her sisters, Joy and Monica, played triplets in The Parent Traps 3 and 4. And the star of those Parent Trap movies was none other than Haley Mills, who played Miss Bliss in Good Morning, Miss Bliss. So it's a little bit of a roundabout circle of life sort of thing there.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird going back and looking at those pictures. Like, I'm just going to bring up real quick. This is her with her two sisters.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all identical triplets.
Wow.
But yeah, so like I said, this is the episode where we get Tori, and I think this is, my opinion, probably one of the best acting performances by Leanna Carell in the series.
Yeah, I would agree. One of them out there.
Okay, so what is your number 3?
Masquerade Ball.
That is an honorable mention of mine.
Want to talk about it then, or
No, we'll talk about it now. It's actually on your list, so we'll talk about it.
Okay. So this is kind of would you call it a sequel to the Bayside Love, Love Triangle, kind of?
Yeah. I don't know because of the Tory element.
Okay, well, basically, someone is sending these love letters from a secret admirer. She thinks that Zach, and really, should we tell who the Romeo is? Should we do that?
Of course. This is a spoilers for an episode that came out 28 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, you never know on the internet. Now, Romeo has Creek, he's been sending her love letters. This is kind of homage to what happened in this list.
Yeah, they pretty much recycled the same fucking plot.
Yeah. And in the same way, in fact.
Yeah, and with the same people.
Meanwhile, the Bayside is doing a masquerade ball, and everybody's dressing up in costume. There's also they get a nice callback in the college years. Do you remember?
I just watched the college years. You're gonna have to remind me on this callback.
And one of the nasty, especially that he doesn't like going to masquerade balls. He's afraid and I'm kissing the streets again.
Oh, did they actually? Full disclosure, I was completely baked when I watched them last night, so I must have missed that line. Yeah, I was practically one with my couch. Okay, but yeah, no, I remember that. I do remember that episode. I just must have missed that line.
Yeah.
So basically, you forgot one of probably the main inciting incident is that Zach and Slater make a bet on who can kiss Tori first.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew I forgot something. So what did you think of this episode?
This was one of the funnier moments for me. Like it's unfortunate that I made the honorable mention, but the moment when Slater and Screech start dancing in the masquerade ball dressed as a spaceman and Gumby, and then kiss with their costumes on, and then take it off and scream and find out exactly who the other is. I laughed pretty damn hard. It was pretty funny.
Not a bad revenge plot.
Oh God, no. No, very good. See, this is what I mean, like where she can hold her own against the guys.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, no, I loved it so much, and you get Zach revealing his feelings for Tori without realizing it's Tori because Lisa had said earlier she's going to wear a cat costume, which she does, but Tori dresses more in a different type of one, and with the mask you can't tell. So Zach, thinking it's Lisa, tells everything that he's feeling for Tori, who reveals herself, and then that's how they end up together.
He also revealed about the bet, right?
Yeah, he comes forward about everything.
She already knew, but it was great having him reveal it to her.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was a great episode. Like I said, it kills me that it didn't make my list, unfortunately.
And I love we got the return of the teacher with the thick glasses.
Yeah, who must have blown through her fortune that she won in the lottery.
Yeah. So what's your number 2?
School song.
on my honorable mentions.
So, as I'm watching 2 nights ago now, this one and my number one, which might be pretty obvious what is my number one.
My number one too.
It very much, it got me into that feeling of saying goodbye because we were finishing up the original series, and plus it kind of put me in that mind space of what it was like when I graduated high school. And so basically the whole thing of this episode is the senior class wants to leave a gift to Bayside's future students and suggest a contest to come up with a cool song. However, Zach decides to rig the competition in his favor, so he will be remembered for more than just being the school's not the douche. I'd say more the school's screw up, right? Which, it's one of those road to hell is paved with good intentions, and his intentions are very honorable, being wanting to be remembered for something and just be the reason why Belding lost his hair, so I get it, and how they get back on him was pretty good by feeding him, what was it, a really high in concentrate lemon drink or something like that, to the point where he can't sing his song in front of everybody, which is pretty funny. Yeah. But for me, it's when they reveal the school song, it gives me goosebumps, and it is, I don't know, to say it hit me right in the right spot of nostalgia.
It's a great episode.
And I'm not gonna lie, the school song is pretty freaking good.
And I believe it comes back in the new class.
2 more times in the new class, yeah. Yeah, and honestly, it encapsulates everything about what the high school experience is like. Well, from some more than others, I guess. But I don't know. It's just, whenever I watch episodes like this, it hits me right in the right spot where it brings me back to that time in my life and what it was like to say goodbye. Now I still live in the same hometown, and I remember at my old high school every once in a while for band practice and stuff. But it puts you in that frame of mind of reminiscing.
I feel the same way. It was a great episode.
Yeah. And, you know what? Zach will remember for quite a lot of things. Let's just say that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, what's your number 2?
Teacher, really includes Teacher Student Week.
Oh, yeah. Didn't make my list.
I like it. Okay. What happened is the school for a week, and I think it's the winners of a contest.
Yeah.
Get to take on the teacher's job. So Kelly is a teacher.
Yeah, I think history.
Yeah. Zach is the principal. We said screenshot gym teachers.
Yeah.
You remember explaining that to me somehow.
That's just pretty funny.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. And there was a big football game going on the weekend, so Slater and his friends, the football team, tried to take advantage of Kelly and get Zach to hit them out, and Kelly gets pissed, and big issues. What do you have to say about
Okay,
this?
so this was a really great episode in ethics, which is actually something that'll happen again in the college years. Spoilers. But I do want to correct one thing you said. Zach didn't win anything. The only reason he was made principal is because of his essay that said something along the lines of anybody could be principal. All you do is sit in there and sleep for a few hours. So Belding made him principal as a lesson.
My mistake. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's an honest mistake, but it actually is a very important part of this episode because Zach pretty much starts off like you think Zach would as president, abolishing all tests and calling the pretty girls into his office and stuff like that. But it's once he realizes what's going on and he seeks advice from Belding on what to do, and Belding says, look, in this role, you can't be friends. You have to do the right thing. And when he sits there, when he tells the entire school that the athletes that skipped out on Kelly's test all will fail and will not be able to play in the game, where you realize Zach gets it. He gets that being a principal is not just sitting around having fun. It's about doing the right thing for the kids and protecting the kids.
How do we hope he would have learned from the reboot? Go figure.
Yeah, as I said to Ben off air, rewatching this made me completely dislike the direction they took Zach's character in the reboot, but we will get to that when we get to the reboot.
Yeah, that's my number 2.
Okay, so let's do our honorable mentions real quick. You go first.
Okay, School Song,
Okay.
Teacher Strike,
Yeah, that's on mine as well.
Class Rings,
Didn't make it.
Stranger Sister,
Cool.
and The Fight.
Okay, so mine are The Will,
Okay.
Day of Detention, Teacher Strike, Masquerade Ball, and I just realized I put Day of Detention on there twice.
No, I want to add one more, and I
Yeah.
want to talk about this one.
Oh, sorry. Drinking and Driving was the other one.
Okay.
I really like the Drinking and Driving episode.
And that was a really well done episode. I forgot to add Wrestling with Your Future.
That's a good one, too.
I think this is worth talking about for a minute.
Of course, go right ahead.
Because Slater gets a scholarship to college, but his dad wants him to go to military school.
Mm-hmm.
So Zach helped him out by pretending to be Slater.
Rambo.
And yeah, he pretended to be Slater and takes the interview, building a recruit to find out that they decided to pay them back with a little lesson. Now, while all this was going on, the Vanderbilt kids got acceptance letters to college. And this thing is a really well-made episode because Zach didn't do this theme for his own. He didn't do it out of friend.
Yeah. And that's probably one of Zach's best qualities is what he will do for his friends, no matter how underhanded it is. Right. And this is one of the episodes where we see just how neurotic Jessie can get.
Yeah.
Holy crap, the amount of chocolate that fell out of her locker. Because basically she gets rejected from almost every university that she'd applied to. And those are like top tier Ivy League episodes. And her way of coping with it is stress eating, which I can relate to. Right? So, I thought, yeah, it was just pretty funny to see just how far her neurosis goes sometimes.
Well, let me see if I got this right. She ended up going to Berkeley.
Yeah. Which they did actually kind of keep in the college years. She's in New York.
Slater got into
Iowa.
Zach got into Yale. Streeter got into everywhere.
Pretty much, except for his number one, which was what, Clown College?
Leo went to FIT.
Yeah.
And I forgot where Kelly said he was going.
I think I remember something about a community college.
Okay.
Yeah.
And somehow, four of the things end up in one place, but we're going to do that next week.
Yeah, continuity.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I would put season 5 as probably like number 2, maybe number 1, the best season. Sorry, season 4.
Yep.
Just based on how much quality episodes we got. Because a lot of people, when they think of Saved by the Bell, they think about, Time Out or Zach's schemes, being a douche, breaking the fourth wall, the very cheesiness of it. But you know what? If you go underneath all that, every episode has a good lesson. Which is why I think it was a good idea to put this where it was when it first aired on Saturday mornings.
Yep. Definitely.
Okay, so since it seems like we both have the same number 1, do you want to say the title together?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, The Graduation. Yeah, okay, you want to go first?
Oh, me my best to go first.
Sorry, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the final episode of Saved by the Bell, the original. As graduation, oh god, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about this. As graduation approaches, Zach learns that he's just one credit short of graduating. Desperate to get extra credit, he joins Bayside's ballet company, and when illness strikes some of the cast members, he calls on the gang for help. So basically, this is Zach's last chance to graduate high school, because in his sophomore year, he took a class for a girl who ended up transferring to the Valley, so he dropped the class and ended up one credit short. Yeah. And so basically, all his friends get together and help him try to graduate by pulling off the most ridiculous thing anybody would ever do to graduate high school. But you know what? It made for some great entertainment. And let's not forget the B-plot with Screech and Jesse. Basically, Jesse's lifelong dream is to be valedictorian. And everyone thinks she's gotten the bag until it's discovered by Lisa, when she goes to hand in the valedictorian medal to Belding, that Screech beat Jesse by 1/10 of a point. Yeah. And so when Screech enters his office just a few seconds later, and he's told this, he says, I don't want it. And everyone's confused as to why. Like, it's a great honor to be valedictorian. He's just like, give it to someone else. I don't want it. And then when Lisa confronts him in the hallway, he says, look, it's Jesse's lifelong goal. I'm not the one who should be valedictorian, because, well, look at me. It should be her, because it means more to her. And Jesse, throughout the whole episode, is pretty much almost, I wouldn't want to say ragging on Screech without ragging on Screech, until she says something really, really bad to Lisa. And Lisa's like, look, that little dork is the reason why you're valedictorian.
Yeah.
And then that's when Jesse finds out that Screech gave it up to her for her. And at the graduation, she does the right thing and says, look, somebody else beat me to it, and he deserves to be up here. And so she calls Screech on. I don't know why this line always makes me laugh. It's when he starts to go into his speech, he's like, and he knocks everything off, and just the way he says, it always makes me laugh. Always makes me laugh. But Screech says, like, look, I'm not valedictorian material. I can barely talk in public. And he says, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my best friend, Zach. And it's like, I look up to you, and yes, you put me through a lot of shit, but you're my best friend, and I want you up here to give the speech. Now, if you want to keep going, I'm going to try to find that speech.
I mean, yeah, I wonder how do I answer this? This episode shows you what it's like to graduate in high school. I put this in my maybe top 5 graduation episodes of shows, yeah, whatever. But there's the amount of friendship that all these friends have for each other. It really warms your heart, and you see how much they really do humiliate themselves to help that get graduate. It is make me happy every time. Mm-hmm. Any luck there, Matt?
Sorry, what was that?
Any luck?
Not yet, other than I'm just finding the video, and I don't want to play the video. Because it's a great speech. God damn it, I wish I could find it.
Maybe we can put it in the comments if you want.
We could.
After. Yeah.
And so basically after they finish the ballet and whatever, they're all celebrating, they're all happy until they realize that's it. They're not going to be able to do anything like this anymore because everybody's going off to their own corner of the United States. Well, as we all know, that doesn't really happen. But basically, they're not going to... This is the last night they're going to be together because it's the night before graduation, and I'm just getting goosebumps thinking about it right now because everybody's saying goodbye, and God knows I hate... As much as I love TV shows, I hate series finales because you have to say goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good ones, too.
Yeah. And so basically, I'm going to try... hold on. I think I might have found it.
I have. I can look too if you need.
Nope, it just gives me the lyrics for the song. Basically, Zach goes up there and he says, like, look, I thought graduation from high school was going to be the busiest day of my life, but he realized something he realized something last night, and it's that it's just not the memories you make, it is the friends you make, and it is the friends that when you were one credit short of graduating will go through any lengths to make themselves look like an idiot so you can graduate high school with them. And that right there is what it means to be a friend. Friends listen to your bullshit, they tell you it's bullshit, and they keep listening.
Absolutely. And you realize how much these six people actually care about each other.
Yeah. Exactly. You definitely... And unfortunately, we all know how things worked out behind the scenes and what have you. But yeah, it really is... This is where you see how much they all mean to each other.
So on that note, should we say the juiciest Zach episode of the season?
Oh my lord. Hold on. I gotta bring this up because I don't remember. There could be more than one. Well, teen line? No.
No.
Not drinking and driving.
No. I would say maybe teacher strike.
Oh, hands down, teacher strike. Him and Slater.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's also throw in the Will in there when he rigs the oven.
Okay. You want to avoid any crashing too?
No, because I think that one, Zach got scammed. I don't think, but I would definitely say video yearbook has to be at the top of the list.
Yeah, but is that really this season?
It was on my end.
Okay.
So I throw in that one, and I also would throw in senior prom too.
Okay. I don't know if I would throw in senior prom. Yeah, he was douchey, but he was douchey for the right reasons.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like again, as I've noticed going forward, is that a lot of Zach's douchiest moments all come from a good place. It's just he doesn't know how to do anything else.
Yeah. Okay. So you said this is the best season, right?
I'd put a fair argument that it's up there. It's one or two.
I wouldn't even say this, so they have great enough in season 3.
Yeah, definitely season 3 and 4 are the ones where it has everything that we remember.
Right. Well, except for one thing in season 2.
Well, yeah, I guess the Malibu Sand stuff, but no, Jesse's song, right?
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Yeah, but when you hear about what happened during the making of that episode, and you switch the drug for what it was supposed to be, it totally makes makes way more sense.
I know, man. Let's be real. It's funny with the caffeine pills.
Yeah. Which she is proud to say she is 25 years clean and sober.
Yeah. She's fucking this man though.
Yeah, boy. Oh God. Yeah. I like I said earlier, I'm glad in a way we are done doing this because now I don't have to worry about rankings and what episode falls in where. But I'm glad I went back and watched this because as much as everybody looks down on it for what it is on the surface, it really is a good show. Yes, a lot of the things you couldn't do nowadays.
No.
You really couldn't. But as a time capsule, it's a great song. A great season.
Yep. Show, you mean?
Yeah, great show, but also, great season as well. But definitely. Yeah.
Any funny words you want to say?
I don't have anything left for season 5, do you? Season 4. Sorry, for me it was season 5 because of the whole fucking DVD thing for the final season.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great season.
Okay.
Everything from the Kenny and Jesse era to a Tory era, I mean, everything was great.
Yes, you're 100% right. It is definitely great. But now, next week, we are going to be standing on the edge of tomorrow when we dive into the college years. And yes, I did just use a line from the theme song because goddamn, that theme song is underrated. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Nothing.
So, and we're going to go into it more next week, but this is my favorite version of my favorite season ever of anything Saved by the Bell related is the college years. It is one I would get the most rewatchability out of. And you get a lot of growing up on these characters' parts. And some very fun stuff. I like the addition of the bloopers at the end.
Yeah. Having seen those made me wish they had those in the Saved by the Bell proper. There could have been some really...
They could have been some great ones, for sure. And I wish this series had gone on longer than one season. I understand what happened. Because basically, the original Saved by the Bell aired Saturday mornings pretty much for kids. The college years aired opposite Full House in primetime.
Now, would you say couldn't kids watch? Well, I'm never going to talk more about it next week. But couldn't kids watch on college years?
Yes, but it is definitely geared more towards an older audience. Based on the themes that are in there. Because this show got mature pretty freaking quick.
I have to say, after watching it this past time, I am older now, and I understand a lot more now.
Right?
Yeah.
And I caught Screech making a jerking off joke.
That we have to talk about now from camera.
Yes, because right now I can't remember the episode, but I know when I listened to it last night, I was like, holy shit! I can't believe they did it. But in this season, we were introduced to 3 new main characters because Jesse and Lisa do not make the trip, although Lisa does come back for the final episode. We are introduced to Alex Tabor, Leslie Burke, and we were introduced to the great Mike Rogers.
Yep.
So those are the other 3 main casts. We're also introduced to characters like Professor Lasky and Dean McMahon, which is Holland Taylor in the first role I ever remember seeing her in.
Me too.
Yeah, and some great guest stars. Robert Guillaume in that ethics episode. My God, was he good.
How about Brian Austin Green? All these amazing cameos in the Thanksgiving one.
Right, which we will get to. We won't say who, but we'll get into it during the Thanksgiving episode. A lot of great stuff here. I can't wait to talk about it next week with you, Ben.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay, so where can everybody find you, my man?
People can find me at BenRanger2 on Sundays right here on Get Ready, on Tuesdays Shooting the Breeze, and on Saturdays with Matt on recapping this show, and also on Saturdays, Mount Schmodown. And when there's time, when you're watching this episode this Saturday, you saw there's a big Mount Schmodown episode that just happened a few hours ago.
Well, yeah, exactly. Can't wait. We're Schmoes of the North are going to be appearing on Mount Schmodown for the first time.
Yep. Okay,
so with that, thank you very much for joining us through this interesting path through the clusterfuck that is known as the Saved by the Bell season order.
You didn't say where people can find you.
Oh, sorry. Well, okay. So Ben listed where he can find me on the Get Media Sweaty Network because we pretty much do all the same shows together. You can also find me over at Schmoes of the North on my other YouTube channel, where me, my friends Louie, Dave, and Daniel break down the week in Schmodown news, and the going is on. We also interview people behind the scenes and in front of the camera of the show. Latest one was Jeff Snyder. Definitely check that one out. And you can also find me at soda_the_saxman on Instagram and Twitter. So next week, join us as we delve into Saved by the Bell, the college years. I cannot wait. And it will be fun. And on that note, thank you very much for joining us. Stay sweaty, smash cancer, and don't forget, boys, time out. Hey guys, I know the episode is over, but fortunately enough, Ben found the graduation speech for me, and if it's okay with you guys, I do want to read it on air. So remember, this is after everything Zach's been through, the ballet, trying to get his final credit. This is his parting words to the class of 1993 when I was 5 years old. About to turn, June 93? Yeah, I was about to turn 5.
Well, I was 6. I thought we were born in the same
I was
year.
September 87.
Oh,
Oh, no, you're right.
no, you're turning 6.
I was about to turn 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho. So, here we go. I thought the last day of high school would be the happiest day of my life until I realized what I'd be leaving. My friends. I'm just going to move this over here so I can actually read it properly. That's what Bayside means to me. Not just girlfriends, though I'll miss you all. 86 of you. No, I'm talking about those people who are always there when you need them. Like when your parents ground you for borrowing the car and not bringing all of it home. Or a girl you'd die to go out with tells you to drop dead. Or better yet, when you're a credit short of graduating and your friends stand up for you no matter how ridiculous you make them look. I'm lucky. I have the greatest friends. You know, I may even let Screech do my homework in college. Good luck. Yeah, I just wanted to leave you guys with that because I think it's a beautiful speech and it tells you what the core of the show was in one beautiful paragraph. So we'll see you guys all next week.